Hey guys, Buffner Gaming back today to bring you another video, and today I want to go over all of the perks as well as the field upgrades in the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And again, I'll just preface this by saying that these are all subject to change as we do approach the beta on September 12th as well as the release date on October 25th, so we may see some additional perks or we may see some taken away by that point, but we'll have to wait and see. But as of now, this is everything that's confirmed from the gameplay that we've seen at the multiplayer reveal, and everything that's been confirmed by Infinity Ward since. So the one thing I do want to talk about quickly before we get into the list is that the Point Man perk is coming back, and what that's going to do is allow you to convert your kill streaks into score streaks, and it's going to work exactly the same or very similar to how it did in Modern Warfare 3. And also, this is not going to take up a perk slot, so one of your 3 perks will not be used for this. It's going to be an additional piece of the perk menu, which will allow you to equip this. So again, you're not going to use up one of your 3 perks, but you will be able to equip the Point Man quote-unquote perk and allow you to convert your kill streaks into score streaks, just like Modern Warfare 3. So now let's get into the list of everything we have confirmed and that we've seen so far. Starting with perk slot 1, we have Double Time, and what Double Time does is going to triple your duration of Super Sprint and full refresher sprint on kill. So the super sprint is obviously your tactical sprint where you're going to double tap sprint and run with your weapon up. So that's when you're moving very fast. Your weapon is up so you can't engage easily, but it's going to increase the duration of that by triple as well as recharge it fully when you get a kill. So that could be very useful. Next up we have EOD, and what EOD is going to do is allow you to take reduced damage from non-kill streak explosives as well as hack enemy claymores, proxy mines, and C4. Then we have Scavenger, which will allow you to resupply ammo from dead players. Next we have Tracker, which allows enemies to leave behind trails as well as death markers, increase crouch speed by 30%. So you're going to see the enemy footsteps within a certain distance after they've passed you up to a certain point in time, and then you'll also increase your crouch speed by 30%. Next we have Tune Up, and Tune Up is going to increase the charge speed of your field upgrades by 50%. So we'll go over the field upgrades after the end of the video, and when it comes to some of those such as stopping power, I think this may be a big one used, and we'll have to see how that plays out in the beta, but we'll get to that in a minute. Next, for the perk 2 slot, starting off we have Ghost, which we've seen before. A lot of these perks we've seen before, but they may have a little bit of a twist here. So Ghost allows you to be undetectable by UAVs, radar drones, heartbeat sensors, and high alert. High death marker of enemies you kill. Next we have Hardline, and what that does is your kill streaks cost 1 less kill. So instead of getting 4 kills for a UAV, you'll get 3, or instead of getting 12 for an AC-130, you only need to get 11. Next up we have Kill Chain, which allows kills with your kill streaks to count towards your next kill streak item. So again, the Harrier jet will count towards your chopper gunner will count towards your AC-130, etc. Next we have Overkill, and with Overkill you'll be allowed to carry 2 primary weapons. Then we have Restock, which will recharge your equipment over 30 seconds. Moving on to perk 3, in the perk 3 category, first up we have Amped, which is faster weapon swap as well as rocket launcher reload speed. Then we have Battle Hardened, which will reduce strength of enemy stun, flash, and EMP effects on your character. Next we have Cold Blooded, which allow you to be undetectable by enemy target systems, thermal optics, and immune to snapshot grenades. Next we have High Alert, which will allow your vision to pulse when an enemy is looking at you outside of your field of view. Then we have Shrapnel, which will spawn you with 1 extra piece of lethal equipment, and then also explosive damage delays enemy health regeneration. So if you have this perk Shrapnel on and injure somebody with a grenade, their health is not going to regenerate as fast as it typically would if you didn't have this perk on. Next we have Spotter, and this will allow you to see enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls, and then you can also mark them for yourself and your team by aiming down sights at that piece of equipment. So that's all for the confirmed perks so far. So now moving on to field upgrades, and field upgrades are a chargeable piece of equipment that you'll be able to take into battle, and they do have a charge speed on them. So field upgrades that deal heavier damage will have a slower charge speed versus something like the UAV recon drone here that we'll go over. So these ones that don't deal damage will charge faster, and the ones that do deal damage such as stopping power will charge slower throughout the match. So moving on to the first field upgrade, we have the munitions box, and what the munitions box does is deploys an ammo box for ammo, guns, grenades for you and your team. So this will work very similar to Battlefield's ammo box. It just allows you to restock during the match. Nothing special there, but a pretty cool option if you're low on grenades and need to restock. Next up we have the Recon Drone, and what the Recon Drone is a remote control drone that marks enemy vehicles, equipment for your team, so you'll have to actually stop and use this, fly it yourself to be able to spot everything. So again, you're going to use this when you're behind cover and not out in the open. Next we have Stopping Power, and Stopping Power reloads weapons with stopping power rounds, which will deal extra damage only one magazine. So you only have one magazine, typically, depending on the weapon you're using, 30 rounds. I'm not sure if this will work for drum mags too. We'll have to see. I'm sure it will. But again, this will deal heavier damage. So this is going to be one of your slower charging pieces of field equipment though. And then again, the perk tune-up, which will allow your recharge speed to be reduced by 50%, will charge this up even faster. So since this is a damage dealing field upgrade, it'll charge slower, but with tune-up, it'll go 50% faster. Next up, we have the trophy system, and the trophy system is a autonomous defense system that destroys up to 3 nearby pieces of equipment and projectiles. Next, we have the tactical insertion, which marks a location for your next spawn point. And then last, to round out the field upgrades, we have a deployable piece of cover. So portable, rapid deployable ballistic cover. This is going to work similar to the barricade in Black Ops 4, but again, it's not as tall and doesn't provide the side cover like the barricade in Black Ops 4. So this is only going to go up to, I believe, your waist. So when you're crouching, you can't head glitch over this and shoot people. You're going to be pretty wide open. It's really just going to allow you a place to duck behind cover for quick cover, but you're still very exposed. But we'll have to see how useful it really is. I think putting it in corners or blocking off doorways may make it a little more difficult for enemies to get in if you're going to cover a point. So I'll have to see how that's used. And then again, as I said, there is going to be that additional slot in the perk menu for the point man perk, which isn't going to take up a perk slot, but that will convert your kill streak into score streak. So that's going to work exactly the same or very similar to Modern Warfare 3 is what the Infinity Ward devs are saying. I'm not sure about Dead Silence. I know there's rumors that they may or may not add that, but I don't see that they would, being that this is going to be a more realistic tactical shooter that they're going for. And if you can't hear footsteps, it does make it very hard. And it seems like they're really going for that realistic effect, and you need to rely on hearing footsteps since there is no minimap, and rely on sound. So I don't see them adding Dead Silence, at least not right away. And if they do, I think it's going to be a little bit different than what we've seen before, because again, footsteps are going to play a big part in this game. So removing that is just going to give the enemy a very large advantage. So there have to be a big disadvantage to using Dead Silence if they did put it in the game. But again, we'll have to wait and see what comes in the beta, and then again with the full release. But let me know what you guys think. And again, if you're not subscribed, give me a subscribe and a like. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to keep putting out a lot of content for you guys. So thanks a lot for the support. Until next time, Buffner Gaming out.